This program is brought to you in part by SalCal Real Estate Connections. Yes, welcome to Race in Action Today. We're here today with two special guests, Paul and Cameron Verricchio, and they represent the Nutmeg Kart Club, which kart as in racing go-kart type of thing, just so everybody knows. And Paul, you're a member of the club with your son, Cameron.
Yep.
Now tell me, how did this all start with this club?
So how it started with me or how it started with the club?
No, the club. How did the club start?
So this club was actually at Shelton, Connecticut, and they were losing the property. So eventually they came to Berlin and talked to Berlin, and they ended up taking over the Berlin track. So that's how it originally started, was actually in Shelton.
I believe it was 1973 it started.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, and then I think they lost the property in 2008.
Yep, in
right?
2009, I believe they came to Berlin.
To Berlin, yeah, to the Lions Club, and it must have had a proposal to, you want to race there.
Of course.
So
there was a
small clay oval, right?
So it was a very small clay oval. Now we're a 1/10 mile clay oval now.
Yeah. So tell me now, when you have meetings every week or month, or how does this work?
We're a club, and we have 12 meetings a year. Mm-hmm. The requirements to be a member is you got to be, a person. You have to be a family person, or even by yourself. I mean, it doesn't matter. As long as you're a calm, cool, and collective person, you can be part of the club. We vote everybody in after 3 races as their actions on the track or actions in the pits, and that's how you get voted in.
Now, just so everybody knows, the racing starts young here, right?
Yeah, we start actually at 3 years old.
They could start at 3 years old.
Yes.
And they go right up until they're teenagers, right? Or
you
more.
You can go all the way up to 70s if you wanted to.
So do you have like a class for older people?
We have classes for 35 and older would be for an older gentleman or older female that wants to race, and each class is different. So we have we have a soapbox class that we just started this year, which is 3 to 5-year-olds or 3 to 7-year-olds, where they get on an electric go-kart that you buy off of Amazon or online. Mm-hmm. And they go a couple laps. They got a practice, a heat race, and a feature. So you got classes from all the way down there, all the way to the older racers.
Now, I saw something about Juice Box. What is that?
That is the electric go-karts for the younger.
That's what it is.
That's what it's
called.
They call
it Juice Box.
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right. Now, you've been a member of the club for how long?
I believe this is year number 13.
13, yeah.
Right? How long?
Just about, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how did you start with the club?
I started because of my Uncle Freddie Alkis. I saw him. I used to watch what was going on down there, but he was a member. So, we got talking, and I found a cart, and we started racing.
Yeah.
Before we started racing, you looked at me and go, all right, you gotta choose this or this. So I'll take you here. You're going to look at it. If you like it, we'll do it. If you don't, then we won't. Yeah. And that's where it started.
That's exactly where it started.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, there's been some real good racers come out of this thing, right?
Very good racers coming out of this thing.
They race at Stafford and different places,
to take a wide variety of people. You got Nicholas Kopchak, you have Keith Rocco, you have me, myself, I race at Stafford. Cameron races at Waterford. Let's see, who else has been?
Haidar.
Travis Haidar. Peter Bennett, which is our
race official.
Race director. Mm-hmm. So there's a wide variety of people that race other places.
Yeah, and then the Alkis kid, what's his name? Freddie's grandson.
Tyler,
yeah.
He races at Stafford.
He races at Stafford, right?
Yeah, Stafford and or Waterford, depends on where they're going.
So this has been the starting point for a lot of people.
A lot of people has been a starting point.
Now, For people watching tonight's show and they're interested to get involved in something like this, what's the best way to do this?
So the best way
Should
to
they
do
come down and watch his race, or what's the best thing to do?
So what we tell everybody is come down. We have an area where there's a set of stands, and they can sit there. It's free. Sit in the stands and take a watch. See what you think. Come down, sit in the stands, and watch what the race event is, or watch the day how it happens.
Yeah.
We basically our sign in is at 10:30 in the morning. We have to sign in by. We start our features around at 12 o'clock. And then we're usually packed up by 4:30. So it's a easy race full day that's not too long. So if you have a younger child, it's not too much strain on them, being bored.
Now, you don't race every week, right? Is every other week?
We race every other week.
Every other week.
Yeah, sometimes we race. Depends on the day. So like Berlin Fair. There's going to be a couple races before that. There'll be a couple races after that.
So I don't know how many you do all year, but it's a pretty good amount, right?
I believe it's 13 races.
13 races, all right. And then after your season ends, you have like a
we have a banquet. Yep, we have a banquet. Our banquet's going to be in February this year.
Yeah.
It's dressed, not, you don't have to dress to impress, but you dress, nice, no ripped clothes. We all get together. We rent out a Crystal Ballroom. That's where we're having it this year. Mm-hmm. And we're going to hand out trophies and have a good old time, get together as families.
So kids or whoever compete in every class, and they get an award for this, for points at the end of the year?
Yes, you get an eagle. It's called an eagle, so it's the Eagle Trophy. Mm-hmm. So that's what they get, is an eagle. You get all the divisions get trophies. I believe the top 3 get sweatshirts. We have a raffle. We have a raffle.
Yeah.
For that banquet. So it's called the Chinese raffle, where there's some people that bring gift baskets, and the Kart Club puts in with buying baskets or go-kart parts or whatever. That's how we do our thing.
So how many members do you have right now? Any idea?
I think it's 38 right now.
38. Yeah.
Yep, because as time goes on, there's members that leave. Their children get older and they go on to other things like my son.
Yeah.
So our numbers, they go up and then they go back down. But there's a lot of people that visit. There's a lot of people that are one-offs. They come in and see what it's like. And
I got to ask you a question, too. Now, are there girls, too?
Of course there's girls.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Some of the best racers are girls.
And they're very competitive.
Very competitive.
Yeah. Wow. So we're going to have to get over there and watch again,
Yes.
and see what goes on. And, I'm very interested to see how this thing evolved,
How it evolved.
Once you got there, I guess, did you make the track bigger?
So there was 2 expansions. So there was one expansion was basically, the first track was like a Silver City kart. So it was a quarter midget size track. Mm-hmm. And then we made an expansion. This was before I was a member. That track was about half the size of what we have now. So I did the second expansion with them. Mm-hmm. I mean, the third expansion it's a actual 1/10 almost small banking oval track now.
1/10?
It's 1/10, yes.
Distance? Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's pretty nice.
That's a good sized track. It's not small. I mean, we're not as big as some of the tracks. Like there's kart races at Daytona, which is, they're 1.25 mile tracks.
Oh yeah. Well, they have shifter karts.
Oh yes.
Oh my God.
I mean, we're a small but fun 1/10 mile, which is big enough. It's good speed.
Do you find you hold these events on a Sunday or?
On a Sunday.
Okay, you don't interfere with Silver City at all, or date-wise, right?
I don't believe we do.
Okay, and that's a different type of racing completely.
Oh, that's totally different racing.
Yeah.
I mean, they got grands. I mean, you can only race until you're, 18 years old, I believe, there?
I'm not sure. Yeah. And, it's, asphalt's all different.
Yeah, so asphalt to clay, I mean, there's always different rumors or different ways of people saying. Usually clay's for growing potatoes and asphalt's for getting there. I mean,
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, clay has produced some real racers in over the years.
oh yes, it helps car control.
Yes.
You know, if you run, so the legend is if you ran a loose car is fast. So you know, usually 9 times out of 10, the best drivers, I mean, will hit on like Kyle Larson. He's dirt background. Jeff Gordon.
Now,
Dirt
when
background.
you race there, are they slicks on the?
We have slicks. Yep, slicks that are ground and treated, so we can put a tire treatment on them and.
But nothing aggressive tire, right?
No, there's no like a treaded tire. It's just it's a slick that you take a grinder and you grind like lines into it,
Yeah.
and then we put a tire treatment on it, and that's what you use for the day.
And that's it. Now tell me, Cameron, you're the flagger, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, and does it go smooth every week, or do people give you their piece of their mind now and then?
So the nice part about being the flagger is I'm the farthest away from everybody.
Oh.
So the only ones that can yell at me are the driver, and 9 times out of 10 they just run the race. Most of the days do go relatively smooth, depending on if it's gonna rain. If we got like some days we did double heats to feature. Those ones kind of got really tight, and we were like racing for time because we're only allowed to run between 12 and 4:30.
Yep.
And we've pushed the envelope about twice this year, and we got told it was kind of enough to calm down because a lot of the residents around the town, especially with being by the fairgrounds, they hear the noise and getting a lot of complaints about that, but it's nothing we can do about
I
it.
didn't think you were that loud, to tell you the truth. You
So
don't have 2 cycles, do you?
No, we don't have 2 cycles, but it echoes.
It doesn't,
You know,
okay.
the houses are up on the hill, so you get an echo going up there.
Yeah.
but other than that, I mean, there's a couple times we've had kids taken off the track because they were going a little too fast, and they had an accident out there. But most of the time, everyone's okay. They're safe, and a lot of times we've had problems with a couple of different classes just by wanting to be the first to cross the line on the first lap.
Well, they're too aggressive sometimes,
All way too aggressive.
And there's no, we call it red mist.
Red mist.
That's what the racing community has got to call it. And do you have many older people doing this?
So we have the 35 and older division. There's about 5 guys that come in. A lot of them are regulars. Every now and then we get the one-offs that come in and out. But most of it is the kids. A lot of kids.
A lot of kids. Yeah.
Yep.
And they're from all over the state, I imagine.
Yep.
Right? And they all have that dream of making it to the big time, huh?
Yeah, you never know. Don't know until they're in there.
Yeah. Well, hey, you got to start somewhere, and I know I heard a lot of great things about your track there. Of course, I am a Lion too. I'm hanging around the tractor barn all the time too, and I hear you zipping around there, and hopefully I got a grandson that I like to try and get him involved in that sometime, see how he likes it, and it's a good opportunity, I think, for kids.
It's a very good opportunity for
That
kids.
thing was really interesting you were talking about. At 3 years old.
Yeah.
It's an electric.
It's an electric. It's called it's made by Radio Flyer, and it's an electric go-kart.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not.
We like them. We think they're the coolest thing ever. Watching these little 3, 4, 5-year-olds running around the circles.
Yeah.
The parents tell them, don't take your foot off the pedal.
Oh, yeah.
Then they get stuck together and they do little donuts with each other.
Oh, yeah. We, actually, there's a picture of a juice box car. I did give him some pictures of the racetrack, some of the karts, and there is a picture of your logo, too, which I hope they show. And there's a picture of some of your people racing, It looks like it's a pretty interesting day. How long now? What time do you start?
So we cannot start the motors until 12 o'clock.
Till 12.
So
Okay.
basically, the juice boxes are the first class on the track. They start at 11:45. And then right after they're done, we get into practices. And then right after practice, we get a heat race and then a feature.
Yeah. Now, what would you say the most, age-wise, the group that the quantity-wise do you have? Are they more under 10 years old or over 10 or?
So most of the kids that are there is you got the about anywhere from say about 16 to early late 20s.
Well,
This is what we got. This is the biggest class we have.
really?
That would be the clone lights, the clone heavies, clone mediums, because they're all pretty much the same parameters, just different weight classes.
Yeah.
Those I definitely say would have the most.
Now,
most
when you
crowd.
say weight class, you mean the cart and the driver got to weigh a certain amount?
Correct.
Or no more or less?
So you can weigh. So you can weigh more than. You just cannot weigh less than. So
Okay.
like clone, I believe it's clone heavy. Clone heavy is 350 pounds,
Yeah, about 350.
and I believe clone medium is 325.
It's like 315, 325.
Yeah. So every class has got a different weight except for a junior. So junior driver, they have age. They go by age classes. So it'll be
Yep.
5 to junior, like kid cart is 5 to 7, and then junior 1 would be like 7 to 9.
Something about that.
So it goes by age classes.
So there's some kids that literally have to put weight in the cart
yeah.
to be legal,
Oh yes.
right?
There's a couple of them that have over 100 something pounds in them just
Yeah.
to keep them
Just to
to
keep
weight.
them. Wow, that's interesting.
And then the kids have restrictor plates. They go red, green, blue. So
What's that? Now, how do you what's that for though?
so
Class?
restrictor plate
Is that
is for like class. So junior 1 would be a red plate. So they can only run a red plate this weight with this motor.
Okay.
So junior 2 would be, I believe, a green plate. So it's a green plate, so much weight on green plate, so much weight on the cart they have to weigh, and the age. And then blue would be actually junior 3, same thing.
Same thing, huh? And now they never test the motors for power.
Oh, yes,
right?
they do.
Oh, they do.
Oh, we have a full tech. There's a full tech
like
there.
a dyno.
No. So there's different things that are tech official tech. So basically, there's carburetors. They have a little go and no go gauge that goes in the carburetor to see if it's legal or not.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's valve springs,
Sometimes even the push rods.
the push rods,
Pistons, cams.
the pistons, the
Yep.
cams, the flywheel.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah,
It's a full, just like a regular,
like a
regular
regular-
racetrack.
yes.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting, but that keeps the racing close, right?
That keeps everybody honest.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's
There's always a gray area. And
and
somebody,
driver ability, not the motor,
yes,
right?
exactly.
Then the other thing that we do that not a lot of tracks do is we do pre-tech. So we do pre-tech every week. So everyone's gotta get their cart through pre-tech. So they check, make sure you got brakes, nothing's loose, nothing's not gonna fall apart on them, and mostly just to see, make sure everything's where it belongs. And tires, they mark down tires for what they use for that day.
And boy, it sounds like they really have a full day there, and to keep up with the competition, it looks like you really got to be on your game,
You got to be on your game.
right?
Yes.
Definitely within the last few years, the racing got a lot more competitive. Everyone's real fast, and either you're on your game or you're in the back of the pack.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's what racing's all about, and it's no surprise to me that the track has produced some real good racers that moved on,
Oh yes.
and of course the best yet to come. You still got a long way to go, right? With new kids coming in, and this juice box thing. Oh my dear, I can't.
I think the juice box is the best thing to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're little guys, and
Yeah.
it's nice to see the little guys, and they get those little racing suit and the helmet on, and they're whizzing around that go kart track, and I think it's cute. I think it's the best thing ever.
the best thing is watching the helmets that are bigger than the kids. The parents put them on, and then you watch the head go from like this to like, where am I going? I don't know where I'm going.
Oh my dear. At 3 years old, I can't believe that. Wow.
Well, think about it. I mean, kids are getting smarter. I mean, kids are getting smarter and smarter. Every generation is getting farther advanced.
Yeah.
So
And now, to get one of these juice box cars, it's a radio flyer. And where do you go to get this?
So you could go on. Everybody uses online. So Google it, juice box, or you can Google radio flyer, electric go-kart, and that's where you get them from. Is usually Amazon has them. I mean, there's a bunch of places that have them. Yeah. It's getting so popular that you have a 3 to 4 week wait to get your hands on them.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, it's getting pretty popular. And they're electric. You just charge them up before you get there. I mean, you don't need a truck trailer. You can put it in the back of your car and bring it.
Yeah, just need a generator. Make sure it's charged, because you got to have a full battery with those, or they don't really go.
Oh yeah.
And even with those, they have their own little thing. They got their rules. You can't mess with anything. Comes out of the box as is. You can paint it, and that's about it.
You said the battery. Now, how long does the battery last? Charge. I mean, does it go the whole day?
They'll handle the whole day as long as it's fully charged in the morning.
Yep. We do for the kids. It's about. We've tried getting them to do up to 10 laps, and just about then, at the end of the day, once they did their practice and heat race, that's when we had one kid. He got halfway, and then the thing died out on him. So it does last.
I'll tell you, I'm going to have to go over there and watch this.
Oh, you should.
It's got to be a lot of fun.
It's the funniest thing you'll see.
Yeah.
And he gets to, and the fun part is Cameron gets to interact with the children. So you got a legacy racer that's interacting with with the children that, if they don't know, he can point them in the right direction. So that's...
Well, then while they're there, naturally they're looking at the older kids racing and trying to get a pointer here or there, and it's a good day for them, right?
Well, it's a fun day. It's a fantastic day as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The parents must love it. I'll tell you.
Oh yeah.
Right.
It's the parents usually will allow the parents on the track with the juice box drivers.
Just one.
Yep, just one parent.
One parent per cart.
And they're able to coach them, or they stand in the corner and they point them how to go. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you, to me, it looks like it has to be a lot of fun. It just has to be,
Oh.
And it opened the door for young kids, because before, I don't think you had to be like 5 or 6, right?
Back in the day, before you had to be 5 years old to start racing.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, 5 years old for a junior, a kid kart. Yep.
Yeah. And, of course, naturally, karts today are a lot more technical than they were in the old days.
Oh, yes.
And the sport is moving in the right direction, And I just can't wait to go watch these juice box things. They got to be fun. It just has to be a fun thing.
I just hope that the parents are having a good time,
Yeah.
It's a little bit of waiting in between the juice box and the next classes. I mean, there's a little bit of downtime, but that's what makes it fun. You're spending time with your family with the children like that.
You make a day of it. You have a little picnic lunch, and you make a day of it.
Make a whole day of it. Yep.
And, nothing wrong with that.
Oh, definitely not.
And
plus, they make friends. That's the next thing.
Yes, absolutely.
The little kids become friends, and you end up being lifelong friends for a long time.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I could imagine, especially in racing. I mean, everyone goes the same route. You're going to end up somewhere. You're going to either go to Stafford, or you're going to go to Waterford,
or Thompson, or Lime Rock.
We run into a lot of the old members every now and then.
Oh, yeah.
Especially at Stafford.
Now, you race at Waterford?
I race down at Waterford.
What kind of car do you race?
So I got a truck. I run the truck division down at Waterford.
I don't even know what that is. What is that?
So it's a looks so the way that they look now is they look like Ford Raptors, like the F-150 Ford Raptors.
Yeah.
Back when they first originally had them looking, they looked like the standard F-150.
So they're like a fiberglass body or something?
So back when it first started with the truck series, they did all fiberglass. So it was fiberglass front all the way to the back. We previously changed ours over to it's now plastic, aluminum, and just a fiberglass roof.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, we're good friends with Jason Palmer. I'm sure you've seen him in action, right?
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Now he's got the little
He's
kid.
got the little guy.
He's racing at the track,
Yes,
right?
he is.
And I heard he's good.
He's doing
Very
really
good.
good.
Yeah.
He's picked it up pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't surprise me. Between Jegs and Jason, you knew something's going to happen there.
Oh, yes.
Well, as usual, when you're having fun, guys, time flies. I really want to thank you for being here tonight on the show. And we're going to have to get up and see these juice box racers. I am so... I just can't wait to see them race.
Oh, I can't
3
wait.
years old. Oh, wow.
Can't wait to have you.
Well, I want to thank you
Thank you.
and
Of course.
Cameron. And we're going to call it a day today. And we'll see you at the track.
Definitely. Can't wait.
Thank you and good night. This program is brought to you in part by Just Results Weight Loss Center in Berlin, Connecticut.
Nick Augustino right here at the East Side Restaurant. We always have the complete full dinner menu. Knockwurst, bratwurst, sauerbraten, potato pancakes, red cabbage, rice pudding, cream pies, all the desserts that Germany had to offer. I always do something different. Yes, I do. I brought seafood to the beer garden at the East Side Restaurant. East Side Restaurant, your German destination restaurant in Connecticut. Tiki-taka, hoy, hoy, hoy!
Hi, I'm Jay McCormick, a board director at Nutmeg TV, your local public TV station right here in Farmington. Nutmeg TV has been an integral part of our community for over 30 years, providing a platform for residents to share stories, voice concerns, and celebrate achievements. It's a vital resource that connects us all, bringing countless local events to our TV screens. The topics are limitless and vary from being aware of scams to veterans helping veterans. Nutmeg TV continues to be here for the community. To continue this important work, we're asking for your support through a donation. Your contribution will ensure that Nutmeg TV remains a robust and relevant resource for our community. Thank you for supporting Nutmeg TV. Together, we can continue to amplify the voices and stories that make our community unique and vibrant.
To make a donation, simply visit our website at nutmegtv.com or call the office at 860-321-7405 for assistance.